Mr Emanuelis Zingeris, welcome to our Parliamentary Assembly's Mediabox. So, on the occasion of the Parliamentary Assembly plenary session, there was an urgent debate under the urgent debate procedure on the urgent need to address security failures and step up counter-terrorism cooperation after the Brussels attacks. So this afternoon there will be discussions in the hemicycle, and you are the rapporteur on that discussions and on that issue. Could you please clarify us what is the now situation on the counter-attack and cooperation, and what is your resolution?
Yes, my resolution should be at least not usual reaction to the usual terror case. It's the critical mass of cases become terrible. Either we will learn something from our failures, or terrorists will find always their niche or their niches in our security. The fact that the terrorist from Brussels was working for 4 years in Brussels airport, and the fact that our securities in huge airports are inside of airport but not outside of airport. So the fact that we are not capable to screen the people in the courtyards where they are spreading the hatred, using everything, clubs, mosques, everything what's possible, and our law enforcement agencies, they are not reacting to that. Well, not enough professionals who will be capable to translate the hatred language, understand that this language is a real inflammatory and real preparing the environment for terrorists. We will learn from that, and we will finish our homeworks, and we will start the real cooperation, especially among our intelligence agencies, or the terrorists will make a fun from us. And the fact that until now you have 45 terrorists in Brussels, you have 45 people injured by terrorists in Brussels hospitals, seriously injured. Please show their injured bodies, show the faces of their relatives. That is, huge tragedies happen every time, and our political system is endangered. All our classical parties are endangered, from left to right, liberal, center, right, center, left, green parties. All those world carefully created after Second World War now is endangered by new agenda created by jihadist type hatred groups from Middle East and from Africa. And even worse, some of our kids in Europe are involved in activities coming back to those places to fight on the jihadist side, on the side of ISIS. So in this case, we are declaring a counter-war against war declared on us, on our civil values, on our laic civil secular society. And we have two chances: either to understand that the Brussels attack will be not last, and sorry to say, we are prepared that it will be other event like that, and then we should do our homeworks and not to be scared by small criticism done in this paper. Well, I'm sorry to say, when the paper was prepared, I was under huge pressure from all possible sides to withdraw critical remarks. Everyone is reacting and being scared that his government will be mentioned, and their law enforcement agencies will be mentioned about their failures. So, from my point of view, either we were looking seriously to the lives of our people and to try to make a mockery and humiliation of our political system and democratic values of our society, and we will be ready to fight back. Or they will again and again prepare the following terror attacks and spread the hatred in our European courtyards and in our cities. So in this case, I'm extremely disappointed that somebody were trying to put down the level of criticism from my report, and I don't want to mention those guys, but that's extremely unwise behaviors. At least we can, with our papers in this very important House of Justice, House of Human Rights, the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly, we can at least raise the questions how it can be that the enemies of our society having such victory over our system of values and system of justice. So I would like to say, I don't want to dramatize, but having such a number of killed people in Paris, in Paris, Turkey, in Brussels, in other places like Toulouse, actually having massive attacks on Jewish community, actually, especially in France and in Belgium, remembering attack against the Jewish museum in Brussels. We are still not prepared to fight back, and to be absolutely clear that freedom of the speech is one business, but terrorist network, speeches of hate are the same. They deserve the same reaction which we've organized after Second World War against Nazi legacy. It's Nazi type level of hatred. Possible they're not so good organized like during the Second World War, during the German Third Reich terrorists, but their ideology should be stopped, and the middle schools, especially in some countries, should be screened about their education and what they're learning in middle schools, and we should think about European Union southern neighborhood, and it's possible a little bit politically not correct, but still we should ask our some neighbors, not all neighbors, some neighbors, what they're teaching in their middle schools. So in this case, tolerance declared by us after Second World War, human rights, equality of the gender, secular divided powers, secular stand of our society, of our government, and our values, and education. Civil education should be in front, and it should be, if we have militant terror attacks against us, should be militant defense of our values.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Rapporteur.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.